here we are. We have quite an episode. This is amazing. Amazing.
So we are just across the border, beautiful Niagara-on-the-Lake.
Which is so easy to get to.
I mean, it took us less than an hour this morning.
There's amazing shops. It's so quaint.
Easy
and
breezy crossing that bridge.
very European. Had to pull out my beret.
I love it. Little red beret.
Oh, baby, you're much too fast. And the wineries here.
Wineries. I can't wait to check out some of the wineries. These shops are all decorated for the holidays. I love garland. And I'm going to say it. I'm looking at an apron that I'm falling in love with. I can't wait to
how
go in.
appropriate, because we also spend time in the kitchen this episode.
Oh my gosh.
Yes?
The smell coming out of that kitchen.
I feel like you need to get that apron for the next time you make those almond cookies.
I can't wait.
Yes.
We are going to introduce you to Enza from Enza's Quail Hollow Kitchen. She's fantastic.
Fabulous.
She's a
She has
food
a
blogger.
website, and you can get these amazing recipes. And she does take us through how to make an almond cookie, which is incredibly easy. Even I can do it.
And we are not bakers.
No.
Neither of us.
No.
Not on our resume.
Yet.
Right.
Yes.
Maybe.
So right now we are at the corner of Queen Street and Victoria Street.
Right.
And
This is old Niagara-on-the-Lake. There is a new part of Niagara-on-the-Lake. I don't know if we're going to visit that today.
okay.
But this is old town, they call it.
Well, you know what old is new again.
Yes.
So I cannot wait to explore. We have so much adventuring to do today, from the streets of Niagara-on-the-Lake to a winery to the kitchen.
Can't
So
wait.
let's make it happen.
Let's go.
All right.
Oh, Victoria's Tea Shop.
The smells.
It's so good.
It's not just tea. They have coffee here as well.
They have coffee, they have tea, they have all, look at these. Teapots, adorable bowls, aprons.
And
Great little gift shop.
you could get your coffee or tea here, fresh. Many different drink shops on the strip.
Yes.
But this Victoria Teas is not to be missed. The smell is amazing. And then you can get things to go.
Yes, I saw a little pastry case over there too.
Oh, pastries? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Sign me up. Sign me
Uh-huh.
up. There are bags. Here's exotic coffees. What does that mean? I love to be a little exotic.
Hello.
Anything. Oh, this is very flavored. So you have your chocolate, your blueberry, your maple whiskey. Okay. Now we're talking.
And cute little coasters.
And it is
all sorts of cute
decked
things.
for the holidays. It is
Napkins.
decked. There's so many stocking stuffers here too.
So I'm going to share just a little secret. One of my obsessions, napkins.
Show them.
I love a paper napkin. I have a whole drawer at home of napkins.
Yes, I didn't know that about you.
I
okay.
love a napkin.
Look at this tea pot that is a lighthouse. I mean,
So
they think of everything.
Look who stopped to talk to us.
George Bernard Shaw.
The Shaw Festival is named after him.
It's a big draw here at Niagara-on-the-Lake. You come, you see a show, go out to dinner, come shopping.
Yes.
An amazing playwright.
He won the Nobel Prize in 1925.
Oh, is that a fact?
Fun fact.
He's from Ireland, from Dublin. And he's really well known in these parts.
He's quiet these days. He's not a big talker.
He's pondering. He's thinking of his next play. Next thing he's going to write.
Next season.
Yeah. The Shaw Festival I think they'll be announcing their new season shortly. So, and it runs all summer long.
Yeah.
And it is truly so accessible to come from Buffalo. I remember as a child, we came to the Shaw Festival in high school. It was a field trip.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And we would come up here and we would see a play, big buses, the whole thing.
a lot of hustle and bustle outside of Beau Chapeau.
Who doesn't love a good hat? You know, I'm a fan.
I see that. And there are quite a few fans in there. Homemade hats, people coming out with hats.
And there are some spectacular people watching happening here as well.
Yes, a lot of families. I mean, for 11 o'clock on a Sunday morning, this place is really booming.
Yeah.
And good thing because it closes early. Like, I think don't try and find a table after 6 o'clock anywhere.
This is where I would want to come for the holidays, right? It's a great come by yourself, come with your family, come with a couple, you know, if you need a date night.
Yes.
This is really come in the morning, come in the evening. There's so many options. And come get a hat. We're going to check it out.
Yeah. I'm so excited that we came into Beau Chapeau in Niagara-on-the-Lake. It is the largest hat shop in all of Canada. Wow. And Canada's pretty big.
Yeah, we are, yes.
Thrilled to be here with Michelle. You're the shop manager?
Yeah, among a few of us, there's it's quite the team that we have. So yeah, there's a lot of us that keep it all running, yeah.
I bet. I have never seen this many top hats. Is this for caroling?
It's for anything you want it to be. We obviously, caroling for sure. We do get a lot for wedding parties as well, for the top hats and things like that. So definitely special occasions, yeah.
And I see all sorts of equipment here.
Yes, we do some refurbishing as well. So if something gets crushed or has just been sitting in a box for over the off season, we can clean it up, we can reblock it, things like that. Try to get it as close to new as possible. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Amazing. And it's not just top hats in here.
No, we have a lot. Yeah. There's usually at least 10,000 hats in stock at any given time. And sometimes that goes up to over 15,000. Wow. So we have a lot.
What's the biggest head that you've ever seen come in here?
Well, we do definitely like to accommodate all head sizes. So the largest that we have is goes up to size 8. So that is the largest. And then some designers even go 8+. So we have stuff that goes up to triple extra large, and we have stuff that is extra small. So
yes, I was going to say we have some very small heads as well.
Yes, yeah. So we try to have something for everyone for sure. We usually say if you can't find a hat here, we don't know where you're going to find one.
Yeah. And so we have winter hats, and in the summertime, do you bring in some lightweight hats? Tell us a little bit about the inventory.
Yeah, for sure. So we definitely are in our winter season right now. So right now it's a lot of wools, chunky knits, lots of things with ear cuffs. So kind of warmth, obviously, in the winter. But in the summer, we switch over to lighter weight styles. So we get anything from, lightweight Panama straws, lighter fabric caps, so linens, cottons, things like that. And then obviously the needs change in summer too. So we want to make sure that we have good sun protection as well. So yeah, anything from being out in the sun to, we have styles too that have, neck capes and things like that. So if you're going to be hiking and you want extra protection. So yeah, we have all sorts of features.
I'm a little bit obsessed with your store here. There's so much going on. In fact, you saw me trying on hats. I might be here all day long, just like putting hats on and taking them off.
We get that a lot.
Yeah.
And people can find you online too? Can they order online?
Yep, beauchapeau.com. So we sell online as well. We ship to Canada and the United States. You can definitely reach out online. We also have our social medias as well, all of that good stuff.
Perfect.
Let's go try on a hat.
Okay, let's do it. Do you ever have people that come in and try on the top hats and then break into Broadway song or anything?
Always.
Oh, good.
People who dance all the time. We have Yeah, we have a lot of fun, that's for sure.
A little chorus line.
Yeah, definitely have couples that turn our floor into a ballroom dance floor all the time.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Judd, what do you got in you? You got some moves?
We should have taken dance lessons before we got here. Shoot.
Yeah. What do you think?
I like it a lot.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Okay, come in the middle.
Oh, perfect.
Here we are at the historic courthouse at Niagara-on-the-Lake. Stunning, decorated so beautifully. I love this building.
It's gorgeous. I like a good garland.
You love a good garland. Yes.
And a nutcracker.
I feel like I'm on Hallmark.
Oh my gosh.
This is Hallmark
This would be a
season
great-
right here.
Hallmark.
Yeah,
Speaking of which, you haven't called us.
I've been waiting, Hallmark.
We're still waiting.
I mean, TikTok. Okay, 2025, I will be in a show. You got it. So here we are with Megan, who is the driver.
Yeah,
Is that
driver.
the technical
That's
name?
the right term, yeah.
Okay, so she's the driver for this lovely horse and carriage. And your horse's name is Whiskey, I hear.
Yes.
Yes. And how long have you and Whiskey been a team?
Oh gosh, Whiskey and I have been a team since about 2020.
Okay.
So he rides and drives, so I ride him a lot. And then we go all over Southern Ontario doing different rides as well. Yeah. So
Amazing.
Whiskey
Oh,
here,
so not just in Niagara-on-the-Lake.
Yeah, no, we have a truck and trailer. We go everywhere. Yeah, Whiskey is 11 years old. And as you can tell, he's having a nap here. He's an old pro. So
Yeah.
he knows when to rest and when to work.
Okay.
Blame him. He's getting ready for a big season.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, especially if the weather keeps being this nice. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. People will be out. Yeah.
So tell us about you're right here in front of Prince of Wales. Is this
Yes.
like your home base?
This is our home base.
someone
Yes,
wants to
this is
come
where we
for-
start. We're on King Street here, so we're right next to the Prince of Wales. We're available daily from 10 a.m. to at least 8 o'clock, weather dependent. But as it gets closer to the holidays, people want to see lights, so we are available in the evening and a little bit
Okay.
later as well.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so
Beautiful.
cool.
How
What
many
a great
rides?
thing to see the lights.
I know. How many rides do you think you give a season?
Oh, a season? I have no idea. Yeah, it gets pretty crazy down here. It's a little overwhelming. So and we have different shifts, so it wouldn't be the same horse that works all day. So a day like today, if we do 4 or 5 rides, it'll be pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Gorgeous. And there's been a lot of expansion in this is Old Town,
Old Town,
right?
Yeah.
And then there's a newer part of Niagara-on-the-Lake as well.
Yeah, I mean, Niagara-on-the-Lake's always been a bigger spot. People think of Old Town, that's very typical Niagara-on-the-Lake, but you have the Glendale area, which has the outlet mall, which is always busy this time of year. Not to mention Virgil with all the wineries. You have St. David's and Queenston, which are other historical areas. So Old Town here is still the core of Niagara-on-the-Lake, but there's a lot to do outside of Old Town as well.
What's your favorite winery?
Oh, my problem is I love all wine. You know,
Oh,
it's hard
that's
to
not a
narrow it
problem.
down. It's hard to
Not
narrow
a
it down.
problem.
But you know what? Niagara College wineries are really good. Really good. Very surprising. They have a great atmosphere, good value as well. But honestly, go to any winery, just drink enough until you find something you like. It'll happen.
Yeah.
Good advice. Good advice. And bring a bottle to your host on the holidays.
Absolutely.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And if you need a ride home, call Megan.
Yeah, me and Whiskey. We'll come get
Whiskey
you.
will get you right
Find
Yeah,
a
we'll
way
be
to
there
get
for
to
you.
that winery.
Niagara-on-the-Lake Uber. That's what we are here.
Love
Wonderful.
it. Have a great holiday season.
Happy holidays.
You as well.
We found a family with the sweetest story. Hello, Wadsworth family.
Hello. Say hi, Sunny.
Say hi.
Hi. So tell us why you're visiting Niagara-on-the-Lake.
Well, we got married here in 2016 at Kurt's Orchards. So we came to show the girls. So we're going to walk the town and then we're going to go show them where we got married.
That's so great. Where do you live?
We actually live in Malmer. It's a small town.
Okay, in Canada.
In Canada,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Where's near Calling?
Collingwood.
Great.
Blue Mountain, if you've heard of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you going to have some tea now?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And she wants, what do you want? Hot.
Hot chocolate. I don't blame you.
Good day for it.
Is this the first time they've seen Niagara-on-the-Lake?
We've been once before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
You're little, though. I don't think you're.
When's your anniversary? Is it now?
It's July.
Oh, okay.
July
okay.
3rd.
Oh, that's my parents' anniversary. Yeah. Well, that's great. And so it's nice all time of year, right? All seasons.
Absolutely.
I thought
Yeah.
it was going to be colder.
Yeah, it's a little chilly, so you can see her face right now. She's a little,
Yeah.
she's not pleased.
She
but-
needs hot chocolate.
She needs hot chocolate.
Oh,
Extra marshmallows.
perfect.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, we'll let you get in there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to
too.
meet you.
Enjoy your weekend.
Say bye.
Bye.
So excited to be at Peller Estates. When you walk in here, what a warm, inviting atmosphere. You've got the fireplace going, some beautiful trees. We're with Jill. Jill is a wine aficionado here at Peller Estates.
How long have you been working here, Jill?
Oh, I've been working here 6 years now. So wine's kind of my passion hobby. I study outside and I do tastings and tours. So it's really fun to get to talk to people about wine all day long.
And you must have visitors from all over. Have you met people from?
We have visitors from all over the world, Brazil, Europe, a lot of our American friends, of course, because there are a lot of states that are not too far to drive here from, and all over Ontario and Canada as well.
Great.
No, go ahead.
I was going to ask, do you have a favorite wine?
Oh, customers ask me that all the time, and I say, do you have a favorite child? Really? I may have a favorite red, a favorite white, a favorite ice wine. So Cabernet Franc for red grows very, very well here. It's medium to full bodied, a little bit spicy, peppery, so it's got some really nice character. And for white, we're best known in the area really for our Riesling. It grows very well here. It likes to pick up some of the minerality from the soil, has some nice fresh green apple and pear notes to it. And then ice wine's a whole other category.
Right. So tell us a little bit about ice wine.
So ice wine is so special. It takes very specific conditions to grow, which we have here in Niagara, but very few places do. So we make more than 90% of all the ice wine in the world. We can't
In the world?
Yeah, in the world, because
Wow.
you're not allowed to pick the grapes to make ice wine until the temperature goes down to well below freezing, so maybe 14 or 16 Fahrenheit. And usually that happens in January. So by then, the grapes have been on the vine ripe since September. And while we're waiting for it to get cold enough all that time, the fruit gets a little bit dried out. The sugar level is naturally higher and higher, and the flavor is super concentrated. So there's only 1 drop of juice left in each grape by the time we pick them. That's why it's so intense.
Oh.
Most
Wait,
wine,
1 drop.
1 drop.
1 drop of juice.
One.
That's a lot of work.
I know.
And who's out there in the cold picking those?
Our dedicated winemaking team.
I mean, bless their
I
hearts.
know, it's a lot.
How many varieties of grapes do you have here at Peller?
Oh, well, I don't have the number off the top of my head, but we make basically 3 or 4 reds, 3 or 4 whites, and 4 ice wines. So that's something like 12. Yeah. And we make some lovely sparkling wine as well, which is so nice for the holiday season.
Nice. And there's a big ice wine festival.
In January, it's so fun. Sometimes people say to me, I have a bottle of ice wine at home. I've had it there for years. I don't really know what to do with it. But we have this program in January where you can go to wineries and they all have different ice wine and food pairings. So you can get lots of different ideas about what is nice to eat with your ice wine.
It's a dessert, right?
It's a dessert
like they
wine.
pull it out at dessert time, and yeah,
It's
yeah,
very, very
yeah.
sweet.
Yeah,
I call it dessert in a glass.
right. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm a fan of ice wine, so
so
I get that. Yeah.
And the store here is adorable. You carry lots of other things in addition to wine.
Yeah, a lot of accessories here. Of course, wine glasses and decanters, but lots of entertaining accessories.
Very
Riesling. It's beautiful. It's off dry. It has a little bit of sweetness, but it's very well balanced. It's quite acidic as well, so it doesn't taste like too sweet. Green apple, pear notes to it, a bit of minerality. It's really lovely. Very soft.
Cheers.
Cheers.
See how we did that? We looked in each other's eyes.
Yes.
We learned a lot from that first episode we filmed.
Yes. Now we smell.
It smells a little oaky,
Oh yeah.
doesn't it?
Yeah. Sweet.
Oh, that does smell sweet. So we got to stop at one of Judd's favorite places.
Thank you, Judd, for this amazing recommendation.
Rife Winery. He's a Rife for White. That's tricky to say.
Rife for life.
Rife for Life member.
Mm-hmm. We did
A
not
rife
know.
styler, if you will.
A Rife styler.
Okay.
Oh, Amanya. Excellent. So we are sitting with Amanya. Tell us your role here. Right.
So I am a wine consultant here at Rife. I do tastings and tours here in English and in French whenever we have people visiting from Quebec. So that's my big thing.
Oh, oui, oui.
You've got all of the French we know.
Yeah, that's about it.
Pretty good.
Right.
We're tapped out.
Vino.
Although we know chapeau.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yes.
We'll give you another important one. Vin. That's wine. So we're gonna try a little bit of vin today.
Okay. All right. With a delicious charcuterie board.
I know,
too.
that's amazing.
Shall I walk us through what we have on our board
Yes.
here?
Yeah,
Let's
walk us through
go.
it.
Right, so we have this green one is a wild nettle Gouda. It's all Gouda here. Truffle Gouda, and then a chili pepper. And then for our meats, we have a capicola, which is kind of a salami prosciutto blend. Then our sopressata, so a nice little bit of spice there. And then our abruzzese salami is a nice mild one. We have some sweet potato crackers and some whole grain ones. These ones are gluten-free, these ones are not. Some plain hummus, olives, our fruit here, a blue cheese. And then these truffles are actually infused with our Vidal ice wine.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you sell the truffles here too?
Unfortunately, no, but we get that question a lot, so maybe we'll get on that.
Okay.
Yes, get on that.
Okay, so for Bethany, I have the Rife Sauvignon Blanc here.
Okay.
So that's the one that has a little bit of passion fruit, the grapefruit in there, as well as the gooseberry that's always present in a Niagara Sauvignon Blanc.
Okay.
I'm
And
not
then
really
for
sure I
mine-
know what gooseberry is. Is that like?
You know,
is that
I'm honestly
such a-
not too sure either, but it looks like
Little.
this.
They're like this tiny, they're tiny
okay.
little things.
Okay.
Yeah. I know it when
Like,
I
don't
taste
judge,
it, but I've never
but-
gone out looking for one.
Okay.
And then this is the bone dry
This is
Sauvignon
the
Blanc
bone
here.
dry one.
I'm gonna pour you half of this because they're doing
This is
something
delicious.
different.
Very crisp. It's a little on the drier side.
Yeah. But still very fruity, whereas you'll see that one, it dries out even more. a little
Yeah,
There's
I
a
do.
little more oak to it.
Yeah.
I do taste the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so next we have the Hanging Man Kerner. That's the one I was talking about as my dangerous favorite for the summer.
Right.
Light, off-dry, notes of mango and pineapple there. A little bit of apple strudel, but I get more of those tropical notes personally.
Okay.
I think maybe because I'm looking for
I'm
them
ready
a
for
little
the
bit harder.
I know. Take me to the tropics.
And then our beautiful It's Complicated with our most simple label, of course.
Right?
Just
I actually
appreciate
love that
color.
bottle.
Right? It's nice. So that's our oak-aged Cab Sauv, Cab Franc, and Merlot Rosé with some plum, vanilla, and apricot notes.
And this is year round. One can drink this year round.
Oh, absolutely. It's even a dinner wine, which is rare for a rosé.
Yeah, that
Those
is.
tend to be more sipping wines, but this one goes well with your white meats, your fish, things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't taste like a rosé.
No, it doesn't.
It does
I
not.
think that's why I love it.
It doesn't taste like a rosé.
I'm not typically a rosé person, but this one,
This is my fave.
yeah.
This is good.
Right, so a little bit about Rife. Normally I do this at the beginning of a tasting, but
Yeah.
we were having such fun getting to know each other.
Yeah, tell us.
So Rife is actually the 4th oldest winery in the entire Niagara region.
Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
And how many wineries are there in the Niagara region? Do you know?
Just shy of 200.
Whoa.
I had no idea.
Oh,
Whoa.
yeah.
That's on par with Napa Valley.
No, it's a huge
Sonoma.
peninsula. All along the escarpment there are wineries. And this number is including those smaller family-owned ones that are exclusive to the boutique where the wine is made. And then the larger ones that we see in the LCBO and the wine shops here in Ontario. Because our wine isn't just in convenience stores. Or it is now. We only got it in convenience stores last month.
Wow.
So we have what's
Congratulations.
called the Liquor Control Board of Ontario, LCBO shops, and then wine shops, which is where you get most of your wine. So those bigger ones you can find everywhere, but a lot of them, like Rife and anything smaller than that, you have to buy it straight from here, or occasionally they ship through a website.
So now, like, okay, so if I wanted to buy this Cabernet Reserve,
Yeah.
where would I have to come here?
Right here.
Right here.
Yeah.
So what's in the convenience store?
We actually don't have any of our wines. So it's kind of a tiered system where based on how much you produce, you're able to spread it out further.
Oh, okay. I
So
see.
you can get
So
it
you're
into your
other-
LCBOs and your convenience stores first if you're mass producing it. But here we're a boutique winery. We make a lot of different wines, but that means we're making smaller batches of all of them rather than making 10 wines and being able to, produce higher quantities.
Okay.
So you kind of gatekeep it a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yep.
But we are
I mean, I want to come here. I'd rather come here than go to a convenience
that's
store.
your incentive.
I mean, yes.
To come right here.
Right.
You try our wines once and then you know you can't get it anywhere else, so you
Right.
keep coming back. Which is great.
Yeah.
Amaya, thank you
Thank you
so
Oh, it was my
much.
pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming in today.
I had no idea that this much went into a lot of thought goes into every bottle
Yeah,
of
this
wine.
was
Yes.
amazing. Yeah.
True labor of love winemaking.
Yes, and we love tasting it.
Oh, it's my pleasure, ladies.
Yeah.
Come back anytime.
Okay.
Deal.
I will. I'll see you once a month now.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah.
I am so excited. The smells from the almond paste.
This is going to be so fun because I do love me some cookies. Not a shocker there. And also, I've been waiting to come into this kitchen.
Oh, good. Yeah. Well, welcome to my kitchen.
So, how much fun at the holidays to talk about traditions. Enza from Enza's Quail Hollow Kitchen.
Yes. Yep.
She is a food blogger.
Yes.
And I don't think people realize all that goes into food blogging.
It is a lot more work than I ever anticipated when I first got started with this. You're talking about recipe testing and making sure that the recipes are going to actually come out, because it's one thing to cook for yourself, but it's another thing to tell somebody else how to cook and make sure that regardless of how good a cook they are, that the recipe will work for them, right?
So who's the tester?
My husband.
Oh, lucky him.
I know. If you need backup testers,
If he's
if
got a
he's full,
phone
it's
or
no
you
problem. We're
need-
here for you. We are here for you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate. I really appreciate.
Move
the
over,
support.
John. We're
Women
coming
helping
over.
women. Women helping women.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And sometimes my neighbors, sometimes I've made recipes 2, 3, 4 times before I get them exactly the way I like them. So I have a lot of food laying around. So my neighbors get a little bit of that, and my kids come over and pick stuff up.
Sure,
So,
it's a perk.
the more the merrier.
Nice.
Yeah. And have you always had a passion for cooking, baking?
Yes.
Since when?
I
Tell us about, did it start in childhood?
Yeah. Well, as I got older, actually, when I was a kid and my mother and my grandmother were cooking all the time. I mean, Saturdays were bread baking days, and Sundays my grandmother, my nonna, would make homemade pasta. And, we loved all of that. Or she would make fried dough and things like that. I mean, you know, we were always together, so we always benefited from what she was making, but I wasn't really interested in learning how she did it.
Right.
But then as I got older, once I got married and everything, cooking really became more important to me. And as I had my kids, making sure that I could carry on my mother's traditions, my grandmother's traditions became more important because I wanted my kids to be able to experience what I experienced.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how this all came about, was trying to find a way to share my childhood experiences with my kids and my grandkids.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I love it. And so, did you grow up in Buffalo?
I did. I was born in Italy. So my family and I are from Sicily, and we came here in 1966. So I was 4 years old when we came here. And we lived either upstairs from my grandparents or down the street from my grandparents my whole life. So my family has always been a really, really big, important part of my life. And our traditions, you know, it was really important to my parents and my grandparents that we didn't forget all of the things that make us who we are. So all of the traditions from Italy, all of the food that we grew up with, or that they grew up with, that was all important to them, because as much as we wanted to be American, we didn't want to lose that heritage and that makes us who we are.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So that, yeah.
I think that's so, you know, it's really resonating, everything that you're saying. So family is so important, right? And
Oh my
every
gosh,
family brings their own traditions and their own past experiences.
Yes.
And if you will, you put a little ingredient here, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then it makes up like the whole.
Right.
The whole enchilada is a different culture,
Right.
but still.
And no matter what, no matter what background you have,
Yeah.
I mean, food is always such a huge part of it. Whether
Absolutely.
you're Greek, Spanish, Italian,
yeah.
Mexican, it doesn't
Right.
matter.
Yeah.
Right.
Every heritage has such special.
When
recipes and
I got
traditions.
married, my my husband's family now became my family too, and they're English and German. And his grandmother always made this this green Jello salad. It was a pineapple lime Jello salad, and every holiday she had that on the table. So that's
How was
something that he grew up with. It's absolutely delicious. It's
Oh,
like
is
having
it?
dessert for
Oh.
dinner. So
Doesn't have a
I'm thinking-
bratwurst in it or
No.
anything. No.
No, and I don't know. I don't know if it's a traditional like recipe or anything, but she always served
was in
it
her house.
at her holiday table. So when we got married, I thought, you know what? I make all these things that are part of my background. I need to include something from his family too.
That's
So-
very inclusive of you.
Isn't it?
Very.
So on my holiday,
Green
my,
Jello.
on my holiday table, my Italian holiday table, we always have grandma's green Jello, and he doesn't even like it. My husband doesn't even like it. He never eats it, but my son loves it, and my granddaughter love it.
Nice.
You know, so it's become like
Yeah.
tradition that we have to have it on the
Right.
table.
That's nice.
right.
What's the most favorite recipe that your grandma cooked that you loved? That you remember?
Oh my gosh. I think it was her pasta. So she would make homemade pasta, and she would make the fettuccine noodles. And then she always cut them by hand. So she did it all by hand, where I make them, but I do it with a pasta machine, right? But she would cut them by hand, and then
Step
she
it up.
yeah, right? Right? So then she would take 2 chairs and put broomsticks across the 2
and
chairs
hang all the pasta.
and hang the pasta to dry. And she would put them in her bedroom so that it would stay clean and, nobody would touch it while it was drying. And as kids, my brother and I would sneak into her bedroom and eat the pasta off the broomsticks.
That's amazing.
I know.
That's
so I'll never
amazing.
forget that. That was like, it was one of our favorite things to do.
Was she sleeping in there when you were like eating
No,
the
no,
pasta?
no. It was just during the day. She did, she would make the pasta in the morning and then we would have it for dinner that night. But
I took a cooking class in Italy once. We made gnocchi. It was really delicious.
Yum.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yum. So, so Thanksgiving or Christmas, do you serve a pasta dish along with a meat dish?
So, years ago, we always had lasagna or stuffed shells or something like that to start our Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, a starter.
Yeah. But by the time, something light, right?
Yeah.
But by the time you finished your slice of, your lasagna, who has room for turkey? I mean, that was the end of it, right?
Right.
So over the years, my mother decided she was going to change things up. So she makes a turkey soup with pastina in it. And that's our starter now. So it's her Italian pastina soup. It's filled with vegetables and turkey. She uses all the turkey parts that, don't go in the oven. She makes her stock with that. And so now that's our tradition is to start the Thanksgiving meal with our pastina. It's
Still
delicious.
a pasta.
It's still pasta.
Yeah.
You can't get away with not having pasta. And then for Christmas, Christmas Eve, we traditionally have fish or some, it's all seafood. So we rarely have meat on Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day, we always start our meal with fettuccine Alfredo. And and then we do prime rib. So it's kind of like an American.
We'll be here whenever time.
Send an extra plate.
Yes,
Send an extra plate.
And green jello.
Green jello.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this is really, really cool. Right here in East Amherst.
Right.
East Amherst.
Right.
Yeah.
What a fun. So you started over COVID.
Yes.
You had wanted to preserve
The food blog.
The food blog.
It was all a way of me trying to keep my mother and my grandmother's recipes alive so that even when I'm gone, my kids will have them, my grandchildren will have them. And it just kind of snowballed. I mean, I didn't start it thinking that I was going to grow this website into anything more than just a way to maintain their recipes. But the more I got into it and the more that I learned about about how to run a website and all the photography and all of these things, I realized I really enjoyed that challenge. And so in my old age, I decided to kind of start this as a business. And so I've grown it over the last few years and now I do it full time.
Very inspiring.
That's amazing.
Very inspiring. What are we making today?
So today, these are my mom's almond paste cookies, and we make these pasta di mandorla in Italian. So we make these for special occasions, and they're always on our cookie platter at Christmas. So we're gonna make this simple.
Do you
recipe.
do and I cannot wait. I have one more question. Do you have like a cookie exchange that you do with your neighborhood or anything? And are they, because I would bring
Are they accepting you would bring the Toll House cookies?
I mean, like the little box, you know, where you like slice it up and you put it in the oven, and then you have these like gorgeous homemade almond cookies.
I don't participate in a cookie exchange, but I'd be happy to participate in a cookie exchange with you if you'd like to do that.
What you would get in return would be very disappointing.
Could someone order cookies from you? Could someone say like, "Hey, I want
Sure.
a holiday
Absolutely.
cookie plate"? Is it on your website, or how do we?
It's not. My website is really just recipes.
The recipes.
It's just the recipes.
All right.
But if somebody really doesn't know how to make them or would like to order some, I'd be happy to fill an order here or there.
Sure. Okay. Good to know.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's get this kitchen moving. We better put on our aprons so
Okay,
we know if she gets so many orders, we're here for backup.
Right.
There you go.
Right. Okay, let's put on our aprons.
Mamma mia.
Mamma mia. See, I'm
we are
feeling the
ready.
Italian
Look
vibe.
at you.
I guess it's Greece, but still.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so I have to, I just want to tell you, this recipe has been in our family for as long as I can remember. And so I have other cookies that I wanted to share with you today that we're not going to make, but that I want to show you that are always on our cookie platter. So when we finish these, How many
cookies are on your cookie platter? I mean, asking for a friend.
Gosh.
Asking for a friend.
We probably have maybe 10 different types of cookies that.
I know. I feel the same way.
I'm already drooling.
I'm still trying to get myself geared up for Thanksgiving, and I don't normally start really doing anything for Christmas until after Thanksgiving. My mother started baking her cookies already. So she's already got everything underway. I mean, she starts early.
Does it go in the freezer?
Yeah.
I mean, how does it stay?
You can-
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
And then
As long
just
as
stays
you
fresh
pack them. Yep. As long as you wrap them and pack them well, they'll stay fresh for months in the freezer.
So I found that cookie once in the bottom of the freezer from Barb.
and you didn't share it.
I ate it right up.
Ate it all up. It was so good.
Delicious.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how old it was. Could have been a year, could have been 2 years, but it was really good.
Didn't matter.
You can freeze your cookies.
It was
There
good.
you go.
So, and on your website are all the cookie recipes there?
All
for
the cookie
10?
recipes are on there, and I have step-by-step instructions on there so that you can follow along and make sure that your dough looks like it's supposed to. And I have storage recommendations, and so everything you need to know to make the cookies.
Okay,
yourself.
amazing. So we don't have any nut allergies, but Pod Squad, if you have a nut allergy, this may not be the cookie of choice for you.
Right.
But no gluten. So
But
if you're
this is-
gluten-free,
This is an absolutely gluten-free recipe, and it's naturally gluten-free, right? So we're going to, so let me just walk you through what the ingredients are. So almond paste, that they come in little boxes like this.
Mm-hmm.
There's different types of almond paste that you might find in the grocery store. And what I would suggest is that if it comes in a tube, that you don't use it for this recipe because it'll be too soft. So you want something that either comes in a brick or possibly in a can. It'll be a different consistency, and it's better for using in cookie recipes.
and you don't have to go to a special baking store
Nope,
to get this. You can get it at any
this
grocery
at any
store.
grocery store. You can get it at Tops. You can get it at Wegmans. And this is the size that you need for one batch of this cookies. It's an 8-ounce package. Okay. So this is my almond paste. I've grated it. And the reason why you want to do that is because you don't want the cookies to end up with big chunks of almond paste in them. it helps the ingredients to emulsify and combine together.
Got it.
If you've grated the almond paste first.
Cheese grater? Just
Cheese
like a
grater.
cheese grater.
Yep,
right?
just a regular cheese grater.
Okay.
Use it on the shredding side of the cheese grater, and and you're all set. And then I have 2 egg whites at room temperature. Okay. We have half a cup of powdered sugar, half a cup of granulated sugar, and half a cup of coconut. And this is sweetened coconut. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a very sweet cookie. So
What happens if you get unsweetened coconut? It ruins the whole thing?
it doesn't. I don't think it would. I've never made it with unsweetened coconut, but I don't think
You
She's not
recommend this sweet.
She's not saying it
recommend-
came from her kitchen if it's
That's right,
unsweetened.
Yeah, right. Yes.
So, but most of the coconut at the grocery store, when you go into the baking section, most of it is sweetened. So, and then sliced almonds, because we're gonna roll the cookie dough in the sliced almonds before we bake them.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So, ready?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
All right. So we're going to use a mixer here. Okay. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to beat the egg whites with the powdered sugar and the granulated sugar. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So I feel like we're on the Today Show.
All right, beat it.
Everything's measured out. I mean,
Yeah, I feel like we need
this
to play
is
a little,
legitimate.
We need to play some Michael
Yeah.
Jackson in the background. Just beat it.
Just beat it.
Beat it.
And you're going to let that run for a few minutes, because the what's going to happen is it's going to create a consistency that looks almost like a melted marshmallow. Okay, and that's when you know that it's ready for the next step.
Okay. And you love your KitchenAid mixer.
I love my KitchenAid mixer.
This is your second one.
And your
Yes.
mixer loves you.
Yeah, I think so. It works well for me. Yeah, I use this constantly. I mean, I use it for baking bread. It is absolutely wonderful for kneading the dough, so you don't have to knead it by hand. So if you're a bread baker,
So, do you make your own bread?
yes, I
Yeah.
make. Yeah, I have a few bread recipes on my website. 2 of my favorite recipes. Well, one is a no-knead bread recipe
Okay.
that is probably one of the easiest things you'll ever make.
Easy.
Yeah, you just throw everything into a bowl, mix it up, cover the bowl, let it sit for a few hours until it's ready to go in the oven, and then you put it in a Dutch oven. Do you know what a Dutch oven is?
Yeah.
So if you have a Dutch oven, put it in the Dutch oven and put it in the oven for 30 minutes, and you come out with a beautiful, crusty bread. It's delicious.
You can make that at camp.
Good.
Yes, you could.
Good.
You could. You could do that on a grill. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
And then I also have some focaccia recipes on there.
Who doesn't love focaccia?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what does like a weeknight meal look like in your house?
Right.
Oh, well,
I hope my children are not watching right now.
During the week, I usually do my recipe testing during the week. So if I've got a new recipe that I want to try out, I usually make that for dinner that night. So it all depends on what I'm testing for the recipe. But they're usually pretty good recipes,
How do you get inspired by a new recipe? Are you like walking the aisles in the grocery store and you're like, I think if I take that and I mix that.
Sometimes it's, ingredients that inspire me. Sometimes I see something on TV and I think, I could do something like that. Or I might be flipping through a magazine and I see something that is interesting and I'm like, how can I make a twist of that, you know? And so I might get inspired that way. Sometimes, you know, my husband comes up with something and he'll say, you know, have you ever thought about making this or that? And so, okay, well, let's try it and see what it is.
Does your husband cook?
No, he grills.
He eats.
He grills and he eats. Yes. Yeah.
He's the tester.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you watch cooking shows and do you have the food magazines come? It's kind of like us watching HGTV, right? We look at houses all day long and then we go home and then like the television's on houses and all that stuff.
Yeah. I have a love for the Food Network. I watch that a lot. I love, one of my favorite shows is Beat Bobby Flay.
Oh.
I love that they come up with, like, they have to make something in 20 minutes with this ingredient.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that it's, you know, staged. They've prepared it ahead of time or whatever. But the whole idea that he comes up with an ingredient and now you have to come up with something to do with that, I think is just really fun.
That's fun.
Right?
That's fun.
Yeah. So that's one of my favorite shows.
Is it ready?
Okay, we're doing pretty good here. You want to pull it up?
I'll pull it up. Sure.
Okay, so you see how it's
how drizzly?
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
Ooh, it looks yummy.
I know, it's really... Okay, so now we're going to add in the coconut. Sweetened coconut.
Sweetened.
Let that mix for a second, okay? And then we're going to add the
paste.
The almond paste.
The grated almond paste.
Right.
And then we beat it.
And we're going to let that run for a minute because we want to make sure that it gets really mixed well.
Okay.
How many cookies will this batch make?
My size, they make 24.
Okay.
So you'll get a couple of dozen cookies out of it.
That's a lot.
Enough to bring to my house on Christmas Eve. Santa would like one of those on his plate Christmas Eve.
So let me just grab a spatula here. I just want to make sure that everything is mixed well. It's all mixed in. Okay.
Growing up, did your boys really like to lick the beaters?
Oh, yeah. So did I. I still lick the beaters. All right.
So we've talked a lot about sweets, but you don't just have sweets on your blog. You've got all sorts of amazing main dishes, side dishes.
Yes. Yeah, you'll find a whole array of...
I think you had a rib roast on there that looked pretty good.
Oh, so a couple of years ago, my husband got a smoker. And so we've been experimenting with smoking recipes too. And
Judd loves a smoker.
So there's a few really good smoked recipes on there. And if you're looking for something for Christmas, there's a smoked prime rib. Oh, talk about delicious. I don't know if you want to help out with this.
I do.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to take
Chef Boyardee.
We're going to take about a teaspoon. I mean, it's not a full teaspoon of dough, and you're going to drop it into the almonds. Like this, okay? And then we're going to get our hands dirty a little bit and roll them around. in here in the almonds.
Okay.
And then you're going to end up with a cookie like that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
I definitely think this is a cookie that I can handle.
See?
Yeah.
Right? It's not hard.
Right.
So what I like to do is get a few of them in there at a time. I don't know if you can still see that, but and then roll.
Oh, and then you roll them when they're all in there.
Yeah. So I get it's just so that it goes a little quicker for me.
Yeah.
There.
That's how the pros do it.
Yes.
They
I
line
love
it
the
up.
chips.
Line
I love
it
the
up.
chips. So I know you have a ton of followers on your website, and they're not all from Western New York. Do you have? So where is the farthest one from? Can you see that? when you
I
look at your
can.
stats?
I have people that come to my website from Australia,
So cool.
from Europe. I have a lot of, actually there's a lot of people that in Germany, because there's a big population of Italians in Germany and Australia and Argentina. So my Italian recipes are popular in those areas too, which is kind of nice that, you know.
Well, I'm going to make some Italian dishes because Serrato, my husband and his side of the family, they're all Italian.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to really
and they
impress.
probably are attracted to that green jello recipe.
I'm going to start with almond cookies.
I think good idea. The safe choice. The safe choice.
Okay.
Okay,
So
that's good.
here we go. So now I have to tell you, this baking sheet, all of my baking sheets were my grandmother's.
Oh.
So when
there's
I
a little
bake-
extra love going
Yep.
in the oven.
When I bake, there's always a little bit of Nonna helping me out.
Aw.
So in they go. We're going to set that for 12 minutes.
12 minutes, just like that.
Just like that.
Amazing.
And when they come out,
they come out, they're going to look
they
like that.
look like that.
And that looks like you have a little
I put a little powdered sugar on top
just
because
a little sprinkle.
Yeah, I think they look pretty with
Yeah, they
powdered
do.
sugar.
Like a little dusting of snow
Right, right.
for the holidays.
because we haven't had any around here. It's been so warm.
I know.
Yeah.
I
Do
know,
you
it's
ever
crazy.
make like potato latkes or any? I'm trying to think for Hanukkah. We have like
We've
matzo
made,
ball.
I've never made anything like
I
that.
bet you can make such a good matzo ball.
I could try.
I'm gonna throw it out there to the universe. We would love to see a matzo ball.
I will
on your
try
website.
a matzo ball. Yeah.
Hey,
Oh,
Now,
Marnie's
Marnie,
matzah.
yes.
When she
I have to tell you, you may be sorry that you asked for this because since I've never made one before, I might recipe test something 3-4 times
Yeah.
before I get it right.
Yeah.
So I may be calling you to say,
Yes.
you got to try this matzo
Come
ball
over. So
and see if I'm getting
the
this
secret
right.
is egg whites. You want them kind of fluffy. You don't want the sinkers.
Okay.
Sorry, Mom. But sometimes when they're a little too heavy, they'll stay with you for days, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So you want them a little bit light and fluffy. But
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I will do my research.
Yes, I'm
And
sure.
then I will let you know when I'm ready for you to
Okay.
test.
All right.
Exciting.
Look, I love it.
I love taking requests for recipes. So
Okay.
I'm really excited about doing that.
nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Oh, well, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for inviting us into your kitchen.
Well, thank you for
And
having
I want to
me.
see those other kinds of cookies.
Oh, yeah.
too.
Oh, me too.
Yes,
Yeah.
let me show
get
you
the
what I've
platter.
got. I'll show you what's on our platter.
Take one of those too.
Okay, so this is not our full platter.
Wow.
But I thought I'd show you a little bit of
Wow.
some of the cookies we've got.
Could you imagine bringing this to a holiday party?
I mean,
Because
you'll get an invite next year for sure if you bring that.
So
What is this?
So this cookie here with the white frosting, that's the Sicilian fig cookie. It's called a cuccidati. Those are that is actually my favorite cookie. I think my mother makes the best cuccidati. Her dough is tender and it's not dry. And
Did your mom make those?
She did.
Okay.
And the filling is always fantastic. And it's actually one of my granddaughter's favorite cookies too. So can
My
you imagine
grandma
that? A
used to make
3-year-old that
those,
loves
too.
figs.
Family favorite.
Yeah.
So is that on the rest? Is that on their website?
It is.
Okay.
It's on the blog. And then these little Italian flag cookies or tricolored cookies. This is actually an almond paste cake that you make for those 3 layers. Those are actually made with almond paste too. And that's a traditional. This is also on the blog, and it's one that my mother has made for years and years and years. So we love. That's one of my favorite cookies too. What am I saying? They're all my favorite cookies.
It's beautiful though. I love the color.
And then, of course, our almond cookies that we're making today.
Yes. Yeah.
Finish that off with a few chocolates.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful
You
plate.
are ready for the dessert table.
You're ready for the holidays, right? Right.
So they can find all of these recipes
On Enza's Quail Hollow Kitchen. And if anybody has a recipe that they really want me to try, like Marnie's suggestion,
Marnie's matzo ball.
Marnie's matzo ball. That's going to go on there. I would be happy to do the research and get the recipe up for you.
Oh, it's a challenge, Pod Squad. Let's see what you got.
have?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. I'm
You're
going to try
welcome.
them. I don't know if they're going to taste quite the same, but I think we can do it.
I think we should have one of these and let everybody know how they are.
Okay.
Right.
Cheers.
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 Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Christmas. Oh my God.
Crunchy on the outside.
Amazing.
Chewy on the
Chewy
inside.
and gooey on the inside.
God, you need one of these. So good.
So glad you guys came here today.
Glad
so
you're
we can make
preserving these recipes.
Your family thanks you, and we thank you.
Aw. Well, you're very welcome.
So holidays are coming up. We just finished Thanksgiving. What do you do? Christmas and Hanukkah align this year.
I know. The Serrato family actually celebrates both.
Right.
Christmaka is what we call it. And it's loads of fun. We have a lot of different traditions, as you can imagine.
Right.
It's exhausting. Some might say it's a little complicated, but we embrace it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We love
What's your
it.
favorite tradition?
Oh, geez. So a tradition that we have in our house is Christmas Eve. We always have Chinese food. And that's because I was raised on Christmas Day, being Jewish, we would always have Chinese food on Christmas Day. And so when I married Louis and became a Serrato, and I was able to go ahead and embrace Christmas as well, which is a really, really, really exciting thing for a Jew as well. I wanted to hold on to that, and Louis loved it. So we now, as a family, have always done Chinese food on Christmas Eve, which is kind of fun to hold on to that.
That is fun.
And different. Yeah. How about you?
So our big night has always been Christmas Eve since we've been little. We've always had the big party Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
What happens? What happens at the party? Because I've never gotten the invite. I'm too busy
because you're
having
too busy
my chicken and broccoli and my sesame
Szechuan chicken, but we have a good time.
So what happens?
It's always special. Growing up, it was always like whoever wanted to come, the door was always open for you. So it wasn't just family. It was like the neighbors that didn't have someplace to go, and like anybody who was like a singleton and didn't have anybody to go.
Very
Come
inclusive. Very inclusive.
So we always had a big Christmas Eve. So we've still had a big Christmas Eve. We invite, whoever wants to come over.
I'll be waiting for that phone
you
call.
Can come. You can
okay,
come.
well, thank
It's more
you.
than
Thank you.
welcome. Bring
Maybe
your
I will.
Chinese
Maybe
and
I
come.
will. Maybe I
We'll
will.
put it next to the rib roast.
Maybe we'll do Chinese for lunch this year.
Santa always comes, so we absolutely love it. A lot of times Judd brings the box of musical instruments, so we've got the tambourines out and the maracas and the guitar, and it's just it's a fun night.
It's like the summer concert series hits the holiday time.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, that's gotta be a good time.
So, yes. Except for you don't have to have a song prepared.
Yeah.
Most of the times we know the first verse, you mumble through the second verse.
Right. So let me ask you this. Have you done your holiday shopping?
I have some of it done.
Black Friday. We hit a lot. We crossed a lot off our list on Black Friday.
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
But
I like a combination, right? So I love to support local because those businesses need us so badly.
Yes. Yes.
It's also great that we have the Targets of the world. They employ a lot of people in our area. Right? They do.
Yeah,
they bring
God
a lot
bless
of
Target.
jobs
Yes.
to our area.
Yes.
They're great for those stocking stuffers. So I like a combination of stocking stuffers and really special, thoughtful.
Sure. There's a lot of holiday markets that are still going on.
I put together a pickleball basket that I think you could find at the Sun Bazaar coming up this weekend.
Cannot wait. Cannot wait to check it out. So
tell people about it.
I'm going to. So on December 7th, which is a Saturday, Buffalo Seminary, which is located on Bidwell Parkway in Buffalo, is having its holiday bazaar. And 40 different tables will be there.
All local artisans.
Yes. And you can shop. It's from 10 to 3. Anything from if you just need an ornament or a candle, or if you're looking for something special, there's going to be food and not this amazing wine, but there will be food and local artists. So it's a really nice wide variety of jewelry and clothing. You can get a wreath. You can get a Hanukkah box, which is a Hanukkah a little surprise with like a menorah and candles and gelt and all this fun stuff.
Right.
So, yeah.
Guilt or gelt?
Gelt.
Not guilt.
It depends on who you ask. It's a little bit of guilt, a little bit of guilt. Little of this, little of that. Throw it in there.
Shout out to my friend Adrian, who's going to be there, I believe, with some beautiful felted items. I've been watching her.
Crochet items, felted items. There's coffee. There's a local unapologetic coffee will be there. Kitchen Little, who, if you have not tried Kitchen Little yet, they make amazing, amazing dishes. And I think they're coming with chili to the holiday bazaar, but I'm not sure. It could be a surprise. And then Local Hound, which makes
Bailey and Finn love those treats.
Yes, local dog treats that are made and are like all organic and good for your dog, all that good stuff.
Okay.
So,
yeah,
you got to come check it out.
Lots to look forward to.
I know. I'm excited.
Yes.
December's going to fly by, though. It'll go by very quickly.
It sure will. Christmas is a week later this year, or a week shorter between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So we've got a lot to fit in.
Okay. Well, we can do it.
Well, cheers to another fantastic year of Get House.
2024. You've been so good to us. Thank you, Pod Squad.
We
have loved being able to show you Western New York and now Ontario, Niagara-on-the-Lake.
Too.
Thank you so much.
We look forward to 2025 and all that it
knows
holds.
what we'll bring.
So from You, me, Judd behind the camera.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.